welcome back to Supermoon Station, and we continue with our interviews from Bitcoin 2022 Miami. And today we have our other Supermooner, Andy. Andy, welcome on board.
Thanks.
And yeah, let's start with your quick background and your crypto journey.
Okay, great. Well, my quick background is entertainment. Always been entertainment. Worked at a movie studio for a lot of years, opening up new territories for major Hollywood studios, Sony, Warner Brothers, Marvel, Disney, Paramount, a few others, and then worked into a music services company that worked with labels. So at the film company, working with big tentpole projects, $100 million plus, working with like Iron Man 3, Robert Downey Jr., Johnny Depp, spent a weekend with him, some pretty wild stories from that. But the music services, worked with Dua Lipa, Diplo, who we will see tonight, I believe. And then working with a lot of the talent agencies on celebrity brands. So working really across the suite of all major pillars of entertainment, and then focusing more on where entertainment will go in combination with Web3. So that brings me to here, to Bitcoin 2022, and looking at how Web2 entertainment companies are building their Web3 playbook, and how some Web3 ventures are disrupting those Web2 companies and their playbooks. So kind of the convergence of both of those things.
I think it's very interesting how entertainment industry started changing and evolving with their Web3 technology. And Andy, when you actually joined the crypto space?
Well, as just a casual investor and participant, probably about a year and a half ago, and then as in a more professional space within this last year. And it's been a wild ride. I mean, it's kind of like dog years, right? I mean, a year in crypto is like 7 years in the real professional space, so it's been quite fun.
I always say that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And what brings you to the crypto space personally? We already heard your professional journey, but why are you here?
Yeah, I mean, I've dealt with some very offline, very traditional products in the way that like celebrity brands are kind of excelling and scaling, but there's so many challenges with that that I thought as a professional it's just quicker, faster, smarter to move in this Web3 space when a purely digital assets. It just seems like that's the way the world is going, and if I can see that now, then why not get involved now and be part of building that space than waiting and trying to play catch up in the next future years.
I really like it, and I always say we're still early. The crypto is still, we're only starting. And my last question is, what is the craziest story from crypto space?
Craziest story from crypto space? Well, there's many of them. First of all, these conferences are more like parties and music festivals than anything else. I mean, there's a little bit of networking, but I saw people serving drinks over here at like 10 a.m. So I'm not sure. I don't think that happens at other conferences. But I would say, it's interesting being in an industry where there's so much legitimate money flowing in, but the infrastructure is still taking time to build. And so you have this really interesting combination of very legitimate money and professionals and big name companies coming in, but there's still this very startup, very flexible, very dynamic, very kind of off the book way of actually executing within the space. And so it's just been this fun mix of watching these old corporations and these very young ventures try to mix together. So there's a bunch of crazy stories that come from that. I'll save those. But I think it's just the beginning of those crazy stories, because there's literally somebody from everywhere in this space and building something, and it's taking its own shape. It's not the way that old companies have done it, and it's faster and more dynamic than the way even the ventures have done it. So, I mean, maybe not a very detailed story, but that's what I've been seeing kind of week in and week out.
But I really like that you mentioned the mixture of these bigger businesses and their new ventures that are trying to collaborate. And I feel like every time like a new a big company entering a space, they are actually considered here newcomers, right? Because there are already projects, even startups in the space with founders who joined in 2012, 2014, and they are the ones who are actually experienced. And we see a lot of mixture and a lot of diversity in the space, and I really love it. Thank you, Andy, so much
thank you
for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And yeah, just hug. I'm trying.